U.S. is a country defined by and founded on freedom and is characterized by a diverse population. The nation's populace prides itself on the equality of all people. However, capital punishment, an issue surrounded by controversy and debate, lacks the familiar notion of equality expressed in other areas of the culture. Much of the crime plaguing our towns is the result of societal factors, such as the spread of generational poverty and a widespread increase in the numbers of dysfunctional families. These less fortunate individuals are often betrayed by the inadequate defense provided by the overburdened public defense within the justice system. There are numerous cases where people have been found guilty of a crime they didn't commit. A classic example of the flawed justice system was in the case of Ray Crone, who was the 100th death row inmate freed due to his innocence. Ray was found guilty 2 times for the death of a young waitress at a local bar. Luckily for Ray, Arizona passed a new law that allowed Ray to finally prove his innocence. The DNA tested from the pants and underwear of the victim did not match Ray's. However, it was a positive match to a man with a history of sexual assault on women and children that lived behind the bar where the victim worked. In the end, Ray served a little more than 10 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. The manner in which executions are performed is another prime example of the inherent fault within the system. 84% of executions since 1976 are carried out by lethal injection. Medical professionals are not universally required to be present at the executions, which leaves untrained prison guards to administer the lethal injection. In many cases, this careless practice precipitates botched executions. A recent example that occurred in May 2014 of a botched execution involved Clayton Lockett, who was on death row for the murder of a 19-year-old girl. After receiving the lethal combination of drugs, Lockett suffered a staggering 3 hours before dying of a massive heart attack. This mishandling of Clayton's death highlights the inhumanity of capital punishment. The inhumane act of capital punishment is an unforgiving, unfair, and cruel act that should be abolished in a nation that prides itself on upholding and defending human dignity.